Excuse me. Hello, everyone. I'm Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and welcome to our weekly live. Today is September 9th, and it's a beautiful day. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are too. And so, as I always, Kim's right on there. Perfect. I didn't even have to say to make sure that we're working and everything. So, hello, Kim. Kim, we're going to make actually something that's one of the club projects. So, you'll get a little preview of something that you're going to make. But I think you will like it. So yeah, so we're gonna actually do Halloween today. Um, Let me actually hold on a second. Let me just X out of that. Okay. I was just getting notifications of email, so I just wanted to shut it off so it didn't get in the way. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna show you a couple of things that I've made with this spooky Halloween. I think it's actually called the Spooky Sweet SWEET. But I'm calling it the Spooky Sweet Halloween Sweet to make it a little easier. So actually, let me just go right down to my desk here. So these actually the cards. I'll show you these quick and I'll put them away for a second. Um, but they are a cute little banner card. So you can kind of see the shape. We're going to use the banner dies to make the card base. So I'll show you that in a second. But let me show you some of the other things that I've made with this sweet. So there are a couple, at least two different Halloween products in the online exclusives. They did not, let's see, where'd my catalog go? There are no Halloween in this. So this is more like fall Thanksgiving onwards. Because they released the Halloween stuff early, which actually thought was a good idea because that we were able to use it earlier. And if for some reason if something sold out, they're able to restock it faster. So this is the paper. I know I've showed it before. I've used it before. There's some cutouts. I love that petunia pop. There's like, you can make little scenes. And there's fun little flamingos. So I've showed this before, but I really do love it. The candy. This always reminds me, I think I said it last time, of that Hulu show, that Only Murders in the Building. Kind of reminds me of their little introduction to the show, which I love the show. It's really funny. So anyways, that's the paper. We're not using the paper today, but I just wanted to show it to you. And you get this fun petunia pop iridescent ribbon, which is fun. We're not using that today either, but again, I just wanted to show you everything that's part of the suite. Hi, Nancy, for sneaking on there. Thanks for joining in. I'm just showing some of the stuff in this Halloween suite. What did I call? Yeah, spooky sweet. Sorry, spooky sweet. Before we get into it, but I have a video on how to make this box. So, and I shared it in my email. My email went out a little bit late today because I had club class this morning and I was not prepared to do the email last night. And this kind of showcases some of the paper. And I think I did this one on a live a couple weeks ago, and it has that pop out with that fun little hippo. You can kind of see the little 3D. And this one had the little spooky mansion. And then there's this one. So you can kind of see there's a lot of um, versatility with it. I actually did make, and I didn't bring it up here to show you, but I'll show you later, a fun little treat bag box that we're actually making at my in-person event that's coming up in 2 weeks. But today, what we're going to make are a version of this card. So we're going to use the banner dies, and you open it up, you have the little bat. So it's just kind of fun, a little different. And I'm going to show you some of the little tips along the way. So let's get started. So the banner dies, actually, I'll show you those first. Here's my hand. So you can see that the biggest one is really big. I didn't even measure it. I don't even think my ruler is big enough. The biggest one is, when you cut it, it's 5 3/8 wide. And it's bigger than 6 inches because it's bigger than my ruler. So it's really big. And they go down to, I think that's the smallest one. 1 1/4 by 1 1/2. And then you get little circles, and these kind of circles. So these are the ones that have the outline, so you can put on top of the holes We're not going to use those today, but that comes with it. And you can find them in the annual catalog. They're called party banners, party banner dies. And they look small here, but that's why I wanted to show you like the size of them. They're huge. As well as these letters you can buy as a bundle or just buy them separate. I bought them separate. I wasn't sure if I'd use the letters, although I'm seeing some fun things. But these letters are pretty big. They're almost 3 inches tall, just under 3 inches tall by 1.5 to 2 inches wide. So they're pretty big letters, but we're just going to use the banner. So anyways, that's where they're from. All right. So we don't need that. We don't need that. And then actually, and that's the stamp set. I guess I should show you that too. That we're going to use because it's really sweet. Pun intended. All right. So let's get started. So I just cut this is the size die we're going to use for our card. Oh, I didn't bring an envelope up. The next size up would fit in the envelope too. But this, just so you know, for reference, is like 3.5 by maybe 4 3/4. So you could definitely do this with a bigger one, but was using it for something else. So I just cut a piece of paper and scored it in half, kind of like a card. And I'm going to show you how to cut that so that we get the fold that stays so that it opens up. So we can just use the fold. And I'm going to cut also at the same time some bats. And I think I might do another haunted house card just to show you how I kind of did the little sparkle underneath. I'm going to cut all those right now at the beginning. So I have my dies here. So that's what we're going to cut. Machine up. Oh, Karen, hi from sneaking in there. Nice to see you. Or kind of see you in the comments. I like to see you guys in the comments because it makes it makes it so that I'm not just talking to myself. All right. So what I'm going to do, I have folded. Here we go. This is a cardstock. Fold it in half. And I'm going to put, so there's like, a little groove that's kind of the cutting edge. I'm going to put the cutting edge. So here's the cutting edge. And I'm just going to abut or put really close, that folded edge really close to that, because I don't want it to cut. I want to keep that fold. You could also, if you wanted the card to lift up, you could do the same thing on the top and you could have it fold up. But I like it. I want my card to open up from the side. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, it is good to have you watching back live. I agree. All right, so here we go. So there's the cutting edge is next to the fold. And the painter's tape is there just to kind of keep it on from sliding, although it's losing some of its stick because of the fold. I'm going to move it over here though, because I'm going to try to do all my cutting at once. I always think it saves time, but sometimes it really doesn't. By the time you're really trying to line everything up and getting it, it would have been sometimes faster just to do it with separate cuts. So I'm going to cut my mansion. I'm going to cut my this little bat piece that I'll show you once it's cut what it looks like. And I'm going to cut some individual bats. This through. It's a tight squeeze because I have a lot in there. And I did exactly what I tell you not to do. Oh, you know what I did? It's too late now. I didn't line up my Don't do that. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. These two plates were not lined up, so it was a tight squeeze there. I had them, there we go, a little off kilter there. That's why it was tight. I was thinking, usually I tell you to put like a straight edge on an angle, and I didn't. But all is well. So here's our little haunted house, haunted mansion. And this is, I'll show you this in a second, but that's one of the bats. There's another bat. And a second bat. All right. And our banner, when you open it up, you still have that gold there. So that's how you can, and you can do that with squares and circles and all sorts of shapes. Just have it so that where you folded edge is not in the cutting zone. It's just within the cutting zone. So a lot of times I make tags that way. Christmas time. All right. Put this, I don't want to lose it. Right over there. Okay, so now we have our pieces. I'm just gonna poke out, oops. That was not on tight. Poke out my holes for my house. All right, there we go. So there's the house and our bats. So I've already cut out, hi Cindy, sneaking on there. Nice to see you. I already cut out the next smaller. So this was one size and then the next smaller size. And I cut two, one for the inside and one for the outside. So we are going to color that to make this ombre look. So let's move that aside. Let's move that aside. I'm going to use my blending brushes to do that. And this idea was, I had shared it in that email, but if you go on to this, like the shopping page of this suite, like the whole suite, you'll see a page, a photograph, and they show a bunch of different products all like on one layout. And I shared it in my email. They had a banner. And so this is where I got the idea to make they used it as a banner, but I turned it into cards. So that's where I got the idea. I use the same colors that they used to. I'm falling asleep, going to take a nap. Happy place crafting. Well, I hope I'm not making you fall asleep. I wake up and see. Um, so I use a blending brush. I like to start on my scrap in case I have a blob. And then you kind of work your way onto the paper. So I'm starting with purple, the petunia pup. And I'm starting on the bottom and I'm going upwards towards the middle. And then I'm going to turn this around just because I'm right-handed. And so now I'm going to do the yellow. So I'm Daffodil Delight. And then I'm just going to rub it in the ink and I'm going to start again off paper and onto my cut banner. Karen's liking the color choices. Thanks. They were not mine. I copied them, but that's what we do, right? See something we like and then we copy. So it's Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, and Petunia Pop, which I think are kind of fun. Halloween, it's kind of breaks up the usual black and orange. All right, so you can see I left a little bit of room in the middle for the pumpkin pie, and you could even bring this down if you wanted to bring it, knead it a little bit. And then I'm going to use pumpkin pie. Again, I'm going to start from the top. See, I get that blob, and I don't want that blob on my card. And go down. And then I get the stripe in the middle, and then I'm going to kind of go over. Oh, that's all right. I just got ink where I didn't want it. Ink that way, and then ink this way. All right. So here we go. Here's a little ombre. I'm not going to worry about this. If you can see it, I put my thumb in the yellow and I put it on here because we're going to cover that up. Actually, I have to get my machine out again. We have to cut it. We're going to cover it up and I think you're going to like it. So I'm just going to close these ink pads because I've already showed you that I put my thumbs in them. Leave that aside. And I'm going to get my machine back out. And what we're going to do is, so I don't know if you noticed when I was showing you these cards, well, you really can see that shine, but it has this layer on there, which really kind of ties in the color. And so it hides really any blemishes if you made a mistake or something. But it's kind of cool. So what I used, where did it go? I used these treat bags. So these are the iridescent treat bags, and they're kind of cool. So you certainly can use them for Halloween, but you could use them for anything. I think they'd make nice birthday treat bags too, just because it has that like purpley pink color. And so, well, I'm just going to use this one because I don't know. I had another one that was partially, here we go. Use this one. You can see I've already cut one out here, and I'm going to use this side to cut the second side. Make leaf and everything. There we go. This way. And then I use, so this was one size, and then the white that we just colored was a size smaller, and so we're using the next size smaller of the banners, and we're just going to put right on top. And we're going to cut, and because it's a bag, it cuts two at once. So really, you can cut 4 out of one tree bag of this size. Ah, Karen was wondering where that shine came from. I know, it's kind of cool. So it separates. And if it doesn't cut all the way, then we'll just trim a little bit with scissors. Here we go, actually. So this one cut all the way, and then this one left a little bit there, but all you do is just take scissors. Now I did find, oops, the first couple I cut, I used an old, like I used a scratched up stamping plate or cutting plate. So that one I put on the bottom. So then I decided I used a newer one. The old one kind of transferred some of the scratches onto the plastic. So this one is a little bit better. So just use a clear plate. So in case you get marks, you'll know where they come from. Let's see. Kim says, I love that you've used the treat bags in so many ways. Yes, actually, I'll show you the other one because I have it right here. You can kind of see the treat bag was used with a scallop die for underneath this cute little Frankenstein dog. Yeah, and then Stampin' Up even showed us, I'll have to do another one video that you can actually, maybe I'll do it next week. You can heat it and it kind of shrinks and attaches to cardstock. So maybe that might be a good idea for next week. All right, we only need one of those. So now I think we have all our pieces. So we have our base, we have our front, I have one for the inside, we have our, so what I'm going to do, so I'll leave that there. I'm not going to glue it down yet, but I'm going to line it up as if, oh, sorry, you do get a glare with this though. I'm going to line it up as if that's where it goes because it will be helpful for assembling and so we don't see the glue. So these are our other pieces. Actually, I'm going to put that off to the side for a second. I'm going to stamp. We're going to stamp. I'm just going to do spooky again because I kind of like the spooky. I'm using Stays On. I've said this before. I just think it's a darker black. You can use whatever color you want. So got a nice spooky there. And you know what? Let's just stamp on the inside since I have the ink out. I'm just going to put Happy Halloween. And then I'm going to add some bats I'm just gonna put them right there. All right, so that will be our inside. Where'd the cover go? There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to just take scissors and just cut around it, because if I used a die, it would probably be bigger, or a punch, it would be bigger than I wanted it to be, and I don't want to cover up too much because I kind of like that coloration. So it cuts pretty quick. You just go right around the letters. Okay, so here's our spooky. And like this one, I broke up the no tricks, all treats. So I just cut it all out and just put it down there. So otherwise it would have been kind of long for the card. So the last thing I want to do for the house, well, I guess the mansion or the haunted house. I lost. Here it is. I'm going to add, Mimi actually suggested this last night, a little sparkle, just to keep there's something. You could also put yellow. We've done on, is it this one? We put yellow paper underneath it just to make it kind of glow or pop out, but the glitter was kind of fun. So this glitter pack comes with these 3 colors. And I think it just says blue, silver, and it might say black, but it's either a light black or it's really close to Secret Sea. And so those are the colors. And then you get, I forget if you get 2 or 3 sheets per pack. It's the one that is with the, oh, actually, I can show you where it comes from and I can tell you exactly. It's the peaceful, there it is. It's part of this suite called Peaceful Garden. And here we go. And it doesn't even that does not show how fun and sparkly it is. You get 2 sheets of the 3 colors. Yeah, blue. Oh, interesting. Blue, soft green, and dark gray. I'd say it's a silver, but they call it a soft green. All right, so I just cut a little piece. I just kind of measured. I think it was 1.5 by 2. And I'm just going to glue it on there. My glue. Sue says, great idea. Thanks for sharing. Oh, I'm glad you like it. And welcome. So I'm just going to put glue really kind of right around just my openings here, like that. And this is going to go right on top. And all I'm going to do is trim away that little piece there. Because if I was to cut another piece, it would just still have the holes would pop up. So, it would just be the sparkle house, but I want to see like the negative part. All right, so let's get a little bit more. Here we go. So now we have that little sparkle in there. It would be cool actually if it was yellow glitter, because then you'd have like the bright yellow from like light inside, but I don't have yellow glitter paper. All right, so now I'm gonna line this up as if, like how I want it. And then you're gonna line up, maybe I'll do it opposite. Maybe I'll do it this side. Say I wanted that there. And say I wanted the bats, I'm all sticky. Here and here. And then my spooky will go right here. So I'm going to put it down. So you can either use glue or dimensionals. I think I will use, uh-oh, I might not have dimensionals up here. Well, we're going to improvise. I'm going to use foam strips as I'm going to create my own dimensionals. Some of them I glued straight down. Some of them I popped up. So however you want. Of course, I didn't wait for my glue to dry. All right. Make sure my glitter didn't shift. So then I'm going to take these off. All right. I'm going to fix this. And you'll see why in a second why I didn't stick um the treat bag down yet. It's just so I can hide the glue so you don't see it. Otherwise, if I put glue on it as it dried, you would see. All right, spooky. I'm going to put one bat raised and one flat. I didn't do a good job. Let's see the white. Actually, you know what? There we go. I should be using my black dimensionals, but I don't see them. Oh, actually, no, I do. Black dimensionals would work good. All right. A little glue. Oh, taking that off. I want it in the other direction. Let's do this right. Let's grab the black dimensional since I just found them. Take this one off. I'm going to cut just a little piece. All right, there I wanted the bats to kind of fly in different directions. So now that's down. So now I'm going to take this off and I will put glue behind wherever I had paper. So that way it will stick, but you won't see the glue through it. I suppose I can actually, well, no, we're going to put this on. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to attach the other bats. That's why I didn't put the colored paper on. All right, so we're going to let that dry for a second just because it's on plastic. All right, sticky, sticky. So now you have this piece, and it's kind of a fun piece. So that was that metal die, this one. So it pops, the little bat pops up like that. So you can pull these down. There's a score line. So you can just kind of fold it down so that if you had if you were making a treat bag and you stuffed it with candy and you put this on top and you could like staple it. So it's a little treat topper, but we're using it just as an extra with like 3D bat. So I'm going to actually cut along those little score lines. So this separates. So I just want that bat. So you can attach it. So I'll show you the different ways I attached it. So this one, on this one, I folded it before I should have cut it, but I put it down first and then I put this down and then I glued that on top. So then when you open up, you have the bat in the back. This one, I did it on the front. So I put the bat down, then I put my colored paper on top. So the bat's on the front. And then this one, I put it on top of the inside. So which I won't do because I've already stamped it. So there's different ways of doing it. So I kind of actually like the bat in the back because at first I'm like, well, are people going to know to open it? Because it's not your usual shaped card. So I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to put glue. And then you can even line it up. The straight edge for the straight edge. Like that. And then I'll just put that right on top. And now I can put this on top. And you could either use dimensionals or glue, but I'm just going to use glue. And if you want even more sparkle, they have in this suite, I think it's the final element of this suite, is the you have these sparkly stars. And these I showed in one of the other projects I made. They're like foam. So they're kind of squishy. So you can just add, if I wanna, and there's two different, there are two sizes or three, I think it's two sizes. So I'll just do spooky right there. So there you go. So there you have a little stars, your little glitter in the house. It's kind of fun. So Karen says, good tip on adhering your front images and then glue down shiny back. Yeah, because otherwise you'd see the glue through it. Kind of like that's how I did the vellum. I ran the vellum. In the and then oh hi Jan, a new viewer. Is the cardstock black or secret C? Good question. This is black. If you wanted to see, let's see. Here I happen to have a scrap of secret C and here's black. So you can kind of see the differences next to each other. It's funny, last night we were talking about the Secret Sea versus Night of Navy, which you all know that was my favorite color till Secret Sea came out. And you put the Night of Navy next to the Secret Sea, and Night of Navy looks like a bright color instead of a dark color, which is kind of funny. But anyways, I used black. And so this black glimmer paper, or what they were calling, I think it works really nice with the Secret Sea, and that's part of the color of the suite, but it also works really nice with the black. So it's kind of fun. You can use it for anything. So there are my, now we have 4 cards. So you can see these two, I used the characters as part of the set. And I actually really like using this set just black and white. Something about it just appeals to me. And I did that on, not that box. I did it on this card too. I kind of like the black and white, but then I like the color. And then the house. So you have some variations of what you can do. Let's see. Karen says, I don't make Halloween cards, but my goodness, this is so cute. You need it. Oh, I'm glad you like it. Well, you could certainly use these banners for anything. Like you don't have to use them Halloween, maybe not use the bat, but there's cute, I think they're called Festive Friends, and it's actually about the size of the mansion. There's a snowman, an elf, and Santa. So don't be surprised if I do a similar card with one of those. But you can kind of just see how that the banner cards, it's just a different card-based shape, which just makes it fun. So I'm glad you liked it. Oh, good. Gian likes all the glitter windows. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, that was Mimi's idea. I thought she had a good idea last night. So that's what I had for you today. I'm glad you guys like it. Trying to think if what's happening in the Stampin' Up world. I think it's really just the launch. Oh, my light just went out. The launch of the holiday catalog and the new online exclusives, which is pretty exciting new stuff. Kids would love these. Yes, I definitely think so. And you can imagine if how cool. Oops, to hang a banner, to have them all, there we go, to have them all hanging would be kind of fun too. So I'm glad you guys like them. So yeah, so that's what I have for you today. Next week, if I remember, maybe we'll do that shrink wrap of this treat bag. I'll find that idea and I'll copy it and I'll show you how to do it. Oh, good. Sue likes the adorable idea for a different shaped card. Perfect. I'm glad you guys like it. So thank you. I will see you guys next Tuesday at the same time. And if you have any questions or you need help ordering anything or you have ideas of what I can make for you guys, let me know, please. Either send me an email or just kind of type in the chat and or on my message me on Facebook or whatever. But I love your ideas because I'm always looking for ideas on what to show you. So thanks very much for tuning in live, all you guys and all those who are watching the replay. I appreciate it and I hope you like it. So have a wonderful day and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.